Hello and welcome to Thursday's episode of my D&D Spotlight collection thing. Last week I talked about my favorite books in my collection, which was the Advanced Edition it wasn't a first edition printing, but it was a fourth edition of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons that I picked up at a store called Acme, local to me. Today I'm going to be talking about something very similar to it, but to preface this, I will say I bought this off of eBay. The seller was incredibly nice, even threw in a copy of a Dragon magazine in a bag. I cannot find for the life of me the name of that seller, and I feel really bad. I would love to shout him out, but I've gone through my eBay, I've gone through my email, and I cannot find anywhere a name. These books, I know I purchased them off eBay, but I cannot find any information on who I bought them from. I would love to shout this guy out, but I just can't find it, and I feel so bad. But to cut to the short, those three books, the advanced Dungeons and Dragons that I have right here, I bought those from Acme. But they're very old and they're very beat up, and I don't want to use them to play because I don't want them to get damaged. So I went hunting. And by hunting, I mean I just cruise eBay looking at books that I might want to buy. And then these three showed up. Monster Manual, Player's Handbook, a little heavy, Dungeon Master's Guide. I believe these, they're the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. They are the exact same as the old books that I have, but they're modern. They're in as you can see, they're in way better condition. I haven't even taken them out of the bags yet. But my goal is to take these books and actually run Advanced Dungeons and Dragons at some point in my D&D life. That's why I saw these and I thought that'd be perfect. Great condition. They're not as beat up. I can use them. And that's what I intend to do. So to go over them real quick, I mean, if you just look at them, they have this. I think this is an Afriti on the cover, just like that was in the Dungeon Master's Guide. On here we've got a red dragon from Monster Manual, and here we have, well, a little reflection. Here we have the same scene of them stealing the eye from the Player's Handbook. I believe, don't quote me because I cannot find the seller's page that I bought these from. I believe these were released for like the 30th anniversary of D&D in 2004. And I looked it up and I can't really find anything about them. But I fully intend to use these books to play. I have not taken them out of the bag because I just don't want them to get used until I find a group. Because right now, currently I only play D&D online. These are something I would love to do in person. Sit down, because there's no apps. At least I don't think there's no D&D Beyond for older editions. So you're stuck using the books you have. But with these, I was hoping that one day when I get my own, we have a D&D room and I can sit down with players and we can all share the books, then I would love to run Advanced Dungeons and Dragons for my players, whoever they end up being. Because currently I only play online using D&D Beyond because it's the easiest thing to do. I have for my campaign with Patrick, Brian, and Eddie, which is my brand new campaign, just started. It's on the channel, Hellhounds. I bought Patrick and Brian a copy of the Player's Handbook because it's so cheap. And I see them in person. I work with them, but Patrick's cousin Eddie, he doesn't have the Player's Handbook. He's completely reliant on D&D Beyond, which is fine. But I personally think that once I get my own place and I have my own D&D room and I can sit down with them and make characters using these books and I can run a campaign of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which I really want to do, then I will. In person, of course. Because as it stands, I can't do it online. There probably are PDFs of the books, but I don't... There's something about using a PDF that it's not like abhorrent to me, just something that I don't want to do. I want to use the books. I bought the books. I want to sit down at a table and play Advanced Dungeons and Dragons like it was meant to be played. Not saying that running online is like sacrilegious or something, but I'm ranting, which is the whole videos. These are the books. I bought them. I love them. I haven't gotten to use them. Haven't even taken out of the bag, but I fully intend to. And the next collection, I'm not quite sure what I'll cover. I have a plethora of third and fourth that I need to go through and read. They're all mixed-mashed. They're all mishmashed. They're all mixed up. There's no like, oh, I have these, and these. This is just what I've gotten my hands on by going to Acme and purchasing there. So I bought some off eBay. Some of them I paid a little too much for, and some I've gotten great deals on. Like at Acme, I think I picked up a bunch of third and fourth edition and barely spent $100. And then there's instances where I go there and I find those 3 advanced books and I spend upwards of $200 with other books and other purchases. I think each one of those, right there, each one of those I purchased, I think I paid $50 for because they weren't in amazing condition, which it doesn't matter. I can tell you how much I purchased them for. You can find better condition for much more money, a much greater sum of money. But I'm doing these collection spotlights because I've played 5th edition my whole D&D life. I started D&D with 5th edition. But I see a lot of people go back and say, oh, I loved playing when I was a kid, playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, sitting at a table in a basement somewhere, just playing D&D, and that's something I missed out on because I didn't get to D&D until 5th edition, like I said. So I've only ever played D&D digitally, over Discord, Skype, Xbox game chat, Xbox party chat, and part of me is like, I wish I could go back in time to my younger self and say, hey, buy some D&D books and play with your friends, because it'll be the best memories you ever have. But I mean, that's the end of my collection video. I ranted again. But I guess my question in the comments is, do you collect anything D&D related? Do you go back and buy old books, or do you just take your 5th edition and go from there? Because I know there's a lot of people who say 4th edition is awful and 3rd edition is great, Advanced is okay, Basic is okay, or Basic is great, Advanced is great. But what edition do you want to go play? If you had easy access and could play any edition, which one would it be? I guess that's the question of this episode. So, thanks for watching.